Yeah, Solid Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9-hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark.
Yeah, do not adjust your TV screens. Yes, the Taco Tuesday crew is back in full effect. Yay, your man Wild Carmar back in the building, and of course, the homie Randall Wabba, we back in the building, baby. What's good with you, Randy? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Been very excited of the sports world. Basketball's popping off and free agency.
Hey, shout out to Cuz, man, Springs TV. Y'all tap in.
We're just jumping into it, I guess. Damn.
Hey, y'all tap into Brody. Now he's a Ravens fan, so he feeling kind of sour right now about old boy Maxx. We'll talk about that. Obviously, Maxx Crosby. We're here. Let's talk about it. Cuz I know you feeling some type of way about it, man. I know you feeling some type of way about it being a Ravens fan. I know Butter probably feeling some type of way. I can't wait to see his response on the internet. He's like, damn, man, come with you. Yeah, y'all thought y'all had something. But look at it this way. Now that you know that you didn't like his injury or his medicals, you get your first round back, right? You get your picks back, and you don't have to worry about making that room for cap space for him. Because all you're going to do is turn around and go get Trey Hendrickson. So there you go. And so it all works out. All right. And you keep your picks. Look, it all works out. Because, but yeah, man, literally this happened. I was podcast with my homie Chris Al. We was doing a Chiefs podcast. And right before we went off air, it dropped that trade had got nixed due to, I guess, the Ravens not liking the medicals on Maxx Crosby, man. Kind of give me your thoughts about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that's what it reminds me of, dog.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. It's funny that the free agency has take backsies. I think that's very funny. I haven't seen it. It hasn't been used in since the early 2000s. And so I actually think the biggest loser here is not the Ravens. It sucks that you don't get Maxx Crosby, obviously. But as you said, and I think they could have and maybe should have just done this in the first place. Trey Hendrickson's looking for about 30 to 40 mil. You were going to be paying Max 30 mil.
Yeah.
You might as well have just gone after Trey in the first place without having to trade anything. Yeah. So, and he's also coming off an injury, but you were going to get that either way. I think, and we're going to get into who we think are the winners and losers of free agency. I think the Raiders are one of the biggest losers of free agency, largely because of this. And I'm sure as a Chiefs fan, you're very happy about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So now they got Tyler Linderbaum, who was one of the big prizes of free agency this year. They gave him over $80 million with, I believe, 27 million hitting the cap. And for a team with as many needs as they have, I know they also have the most money. That is a lot for a center.
They overpaid half them cats, bro.
Yeah, no, they certainly overpaid for him. They doubled up on linebacker, which is a kind of weird choice.
Hey, Keith, Randy's a just so you know.
Yes, thank you for all that. Yeah, doubling up on linebacker with two guys who, especially Quay Walker, probably shouldn't have gotten paid that much. Nakobe Dean, I think, has a better case for the money he got.
Yeah, that was warranted. Yeah,
yeah. They gave $50 million to Queen Pays. Yeah, and it's like they're overpaying everybody. They're allocating the resources in weird spots. I get that O-line is a huge need for them, but I would rather have done what the Lions did and gotten like Cade Mays for a significantly cheaper cost, paid a right tackle more because they still really need one. Maybe they were hoping that this trade would lead to them getting someone in the draft. Now that's not an option anymore. But they did all of that, and now in addition to the Maxx Crosby trade not going through, you now have Maxx Crosby back. So
everything that you added.
Yeah. So now you have two choices. You either incentivize him to stay and not whine about it, which means you may not be able to even pay everybody you just brought in. You may have to undo your trades, or you move Max again, but you're not going to be able to move him for 2 firsts now after the team willing to.
That was the best value they were get for him.
Yeah, for sure. And like they've lost that. Trey Hendrickson is still now probably everybody's main target at this point.
Yeah.
And like you might be able to move him for a first, but you're moving like a premier edge rusher for 1 first. Like it's I don't even know if it's even worth it at that point.
Well,
like other than just for the cap space.
Okay, so from my understanding, and I'm gonna try to grasp this whole thing, and so don't quote me on this, folks. From what I gather, each team has their own set of doctors, all right? And when they do the medicals on these people, whether it's at the combine or trade, whatever, free agency signings, and they do their medicals, they do their own practice, I guess, their own little checklist on what they feel is, a healthy player or not. Mm-hmm. And I guess they deemed that he wasn't healthy. And let's remind everybody, remember, Max got shut down at the end of the season because of his knee. All right. Remember, he was upset with the Raiders about it because he wanted to continue to play. They wanted to shut him down. And, they shut him down. He was mad about it.
He was mad that they wanted to tank like grown-ups.
Pretty much. They wanted to tank like grown-ups. At least let's try to do it smart. Okay. So regardless, I think that needs to be, part of this equation is looking at that situation with his knee. Then you look at the smoke in the mirrors about him wanting to leave and whatnot, blase. Okay, so the trade happens. Obviously, I don't think nobody was shocked that the trade was happening. I think everybody was more shocked of who he went to. All right. Okay, so my thing is with the whole Max getting sent back thing is like, why are the Ravens, just the way they went about it, like you said, if you wanted Hendrickson, he's been sitting there in free agency from the get-go. So if you wanted to get him from the get, you should have just went after him from the jump. You didn't have to worry about the trade compensation, blase, or what
even just to take him away from your division rival.
And if you really look at it, the way that the Ravens, to be fair, they kind of lost a good fair amount of players too. So
yes, they did. Thank you again for those.
Yeah, Gilman, we signed him safety. He made a couple plays for the Ravens. There's a couple other cats that I'm just like baffled at all of how this whole situation went down. Something doesn't smell right. Something doesn't seem right. Something seems real fishy. And I find it odd that after the trade went down, I don't know if anybody saw this, but like homeboy Maxx Crosby was tweeted or quoted saying, "Man, I would have loved to have retired a Raider." I'm like, why would this is odd timing that this is coming up after you just got traded? Like I thought that was odd. So again,
and like it seemed like he was pushing forward this whole time because of the whole thing that happened at the end of last season.
And that's my thing. Randy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I just think there's some of these dots are not connecting right here. That's just not making sense. And I'm seeing some dots that are making sense. Like, why would you say I want to retire from one team that you just got traded from after you just got traded, and the whole situation with the knee, you getting shut down? Something just doesn't seem right, bro. And I don't know the real specifics or if the truth will ever fully come out on this nixing of the trade.
It is possible that he got cold feet about pushing for the trade, and he was like, you know what, I want to go back to the Raiders. Maybe he oversold his injury to get them to neg it. Like, I'm just thinking outside the box. Maybe that's something that happened. I'm about to be a top 10 DB. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, no, I mean, like, I don't really know what happened.
Potential to have a top 10 defense. If you look at our paper right now, I would say yes, they have the potential to be a top 10 defense. That's added with Maxx Crosby on here. Yes, obviously. Because you gotta admit, when Maxx Crosby opens up a lot of things for those players that they added today. Nakobe Dean is a baller, right?
Yes.
All right. And there were a couple of players on that Raiders defense, I know all together, cumulatively, they were trash, but individually they had a couple of studs on there. They made sure they kept them. They kept Stokes. They brought in, like you said, Quiddy Pay, who I don't think is an elite pass rusher.
He's like an edge 3, and like they brought back their corner, which I think was a good move. I don't know. I think that they're going to need to do decently more.
More to do.
Like decently more. Yeah.
But my thing is like, why? Even okay, so take Maxx Crosby out the situation, the players that they brought in over the last couple of days. Like I said, I think, just because you got that exorbitant amount of money that you have to spend in cap space doesn't mean you have to overpay for every player that you signed yesterday.
Yes,
they overly paid for at least half of those guys. Like Lindenbaum, who I think is a top 3 center. I wouldn't put him as the best. I think we got the best center in Creed, but they overshot Creed's pay scale, and they gave the Lindenbaum. Cool, whatever. All right, cool. It was his turn to reset the market. I ain't tripping about that. Now, Quiddy Pay, hey man, there was a time I was hearing some rumblings that man was on the verge of getting cut by the damn Colts.
He had 4 sacks last year, and they gave him $50 million. And I know sacks aren't everything, but like that's not a $50 million player. That's a depth piece. That's what he was on the Colts.
I know. He's a rotation piece. I never saw him as a lock steady edge rusher. I saw him always as a rotational piece. Obviously, the Colts felt the same way. They were like, "Oh, you're just a rotational piece. We'll get value back from you, and we'll just replace you."
Yeah.
Obviously, they let him go. But look, I think the Raiders did a solid job of being aggressive. I don't like the fact that they overpay. Good thing I'm a Chiefs fan, and I love the fact that you're stupid enough to overpay. So appreciate it because now it shortens the moves you can do now in free agency.
Yes.
But,
right, exactly. With as much money they had, if they had spread it around in a more cost-effective way, they could have really loaded up this team. I do think that the overpaying, especially now with the Maxx situation, because that changes everything.
That changes.
We'll hold on.
Well, because you can't trade him.
Right.
Okay. Let me take this back. I think you can still trade Maxx. Now, I think we both can agree that trade with Baltimore on the table was the best you were ever going to get. Now that that's off the table, you could probably see maybe Dallas sneak in and say, if you still want a first, I can maybe give you a future first, but not this year's. You still get a first, so what's the problem?
Exactly. And after the moves that they made with Micah and with Quinnen and all of that, like
I like
I would like that for Dallas. I don't like that for me as a Giants fan, but I'd like that for Dallas.
I wouldn't like that as a Giants fan because them getting Rashawn Gary, putting him next to Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams is already going to be a problem. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's not a problem, dog. So if you add Maxx Crosby to that situation, man, that's a problem. We better have our O-line ready, bro. What's good? Well, you better have it ready now because you got three solid defensive players on that front four for Dallas, man.
Look, we brought back Jermaine Illuminor. We made what was for me the most important free agency move, making sure he didn't go nowhere. So we at least got that. And when we go back and forth with our winners and losers, we'll talk more about it. But at least look, if Maxx Crosby does end up on the Cowboys, he's gonna have some Jermaine Illuminor to get past and some Andrew Thomas to get past. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, man, this is crazy. Oh, Butter dropped his joint 30 minutes ago. I gotta hear it. But it's for the Ravens, and I do agree with you. It's definitely bad for them because they've already lost about 8 free agents that they couldn't weren't able to retain. Then they nixed the Maxx Crosby trade. It's not looking good so far in the offseason for the Ravens, man. And when it was just looking so good, literally 48 hours ago.
Yeah. No, for real. They were
good just a week ago.
They were one of my winners before all this happened. It's like that changed rapidly.
Quick. Speaking of winners and losers, NFL free agency. I didn't come up with a list of winners, losers. I just kind of want to just talk it out of who you thought won, who you thought shit the bed during this free agency. I'll let you have the floor, bro. You can start with whichever you want. You want to start with the losers? You want to start with the winners? I'll let you take the lead on this one, man.
Okay, so I'll start with the winners, and I had 4 winners until the Ravens stopped winning, but so I have 3 winners and then I have 4 losers. Winner number 1, the Falcons, and yes. So I definitely have been more of a Tua believer than you've been, and I understand all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Tua has, outside of last year, which was an objectively bad, very bad year, has had mostly good play in his career. Now, people say like, well, that's because he has, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. We've seen what the offense looks like when anyone else has been in there. It falls apart very quickly. He has a crazy quick release. He was the passing yards leader only 2 years ago, like leading one of the best offenses in NFL history only 2 years ago. Now, I'm not expecting that level of Tua. I'm not even necessarily expecting him to be a very good quarterback. However, because the Dolphins, and I'll get to them, cut him for a record amount of dead cap, you're taking that quarterback on for basically nothing. You are paying him $1 million, and you are ensuring your quarterback room when you're now waiting to see if Penix is able to come back healthy and be anything. So at basically no risk, basically no investment at all, you have taken a quarterback who has shown very good play in the past. You're putting him behind a much better offensive line than he had in Miami with Chris Lindstrom leading the offensive line in Atlanta. Giving him Bijan, you're giving him Drake London, you're giving him Kevin Stefanski. I think that you're giving him better defensive support than he had, although they did lose 2 guys in free agency. They still should have a better defense than the Dolphins had last year. But giving to all of that, you could get solid play from him, I think. And if you at least get solid play, you can win that division.
Oh, that division, yeah, it's open.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I really like that for them. And if he sucks, if he's the same quarterback that he was last year, or if he gets crazy hurt, you spent $1 million on him. He's gonna be like you locked in nothing. He will be gone the following year. So I love that for them. I liked their move for tagging Kyle Pitts. I think maybe a different Falcons organization may have decided, you know what, let's give him the Daniel Jones treatment after 1 year and let's sign him for a max contract. They didn't. They gave him a prove-it contract. I think that's exactly what you do. So I think the Falcons are one of the winners. It sucks to lose Ellis and their defensive tackle, but I think they're definitely overall winning. Second winner, Steelers. They signed Jamel Dean, who was one of the best corners in football last year for a very reasonable cost, benefiting from the market value associated with his age. They definitely needed corner help, so it was a very smart move, and I really liked that. I really also liked the trade for Michael Pittman. They only gave a 6th rounder for him, so they absolutely fleeced.
That was another one that I didn't understand with the Colts. I'm like, wait, y'all really gave up on Michael Pittman that quick? I just paid the man, and for y'all to give him up for that little bit of capital, draft capital, I'm like, well, damn, y'all went from full trust and faith in you, pay you to, we'll give you away from a late back end draft pick. Yeah, that's how much faith we got. That was weird.
Right, exactly. And like maybe like they had Pearson down, so their wide receiver room isn't like in shambles or anything now. But like, yeah, a 6th for Michael Pittman to put him next to DK, another position of need. They paid him very reasonably. So I liked that. They lost Kenneth Gainwell, but they did replace him with Rico Dowdle, who had a lot of monster games.
Hey, they paid him like one. They gave him a big. They gave Alex Pierce damn near almost $30 million a year. They gave like almost 27, 28 million a year. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that I have not loved the Colts free agency this year for a lot of these reasons.
Sorry, Corey. Yeah, we kind of you missed the Maxx. Her dad's a Raiders fan, and I can't wait to meet him so I can give him hell about
it. So I haven't loved the Colts here, but at least they were smart enough to not give Daniel Jones a contract. So
speaking of which,
they missed my losers list because of that.
Hey, Randy, can you remind them on what happened the last time that Daniel Jones held a damn franchise hostage at a contract negotiation? Of what happened last time? Can you Colts what happened last time? Daniel Jones held a damn franchise hostage, asking for more money. Wait, hold on.
No, I'll tell him.
Randy, I'm gonna let you go off.
I'm going off.
This motherfucker asked for more money. He had the audacity to ask for more money. You just got hurt again. Randy has been on this show 1,000 times and times again last season. He said, wait for it. Just wait for it. The shoe's going to drop.
Yep.
He told you time and time again. He said the shoe is going to drop with Daniel Jones. Nobody wanted to believe my man Randy for damn 4 months. He told you the shoe was going to drop.
I told y'all. When everyone was like, oh, he's balling out this year.
Randy,
he's going to deserve it. This is different. It was the Giants organization that they said it was us. It wasn't them. Nah, it's him, bro. It's him.
He did the New York Giants shit all over again, dog. And you tried to tell him.
I tried to warn them so hard.
And now here's the kicker, Randy. He has that team in hostage.
Yep.
Because it's Daniel Jones or bust with the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
It's Daniel Jones. I want people to really think about that right now. Really think about it. All right? It's Daniel Jones or bust.
And we've seen what that looks like. I have seen every Sunday for years what that looks like. And it wasn't fun.
He turned the contract down and said, I want more money. And they're going to be stupid enough to give it to him, Randy. They're going to do it. You know why? Because there's nothing out there left.
Okay. They currently have him on a transition tag.
That's fine.
I don't know what's going to... I do think that does show that they may be open to letting him look and not letting him bully them into doing what he did to us.
Nobody's
So I'm because of that. That's the only reason they're not on my losers list is because they gave him a transition tag as of now. But if they give him a contract, they are at the bottom of my losers list.
Nobody's falling for that shit. It's either Daniel Jones, either you give him the money, or you better find a way to turn around Anthony Richardson and find a way to get him back in the program on the fold or something. But it looks like you already gave up on him. You already said go seek a trade.
Yeah,
He's Daniel Jones or bust, and that is absolute. If I'm a Colts fan, I am shitting myself that I am in a situation that my team is in Daniel Jones or bust situation at my quarterback position.
yeah. I mean, and like this is also not a good. They don't have a first because they were stupid enough to give their 2 firsts for a corner, which did not even just on the cornerback play alone did not look to be worth it. When he got over there, but I don't. Maybe he'll turn that around. But either way, like they put themselves in this position. Garrett Nussmeier might be their best alternative to replace Daniel Jones. Like it's a horrible situation, but anyway. So yes, I warned y'all.
That whole Riley Leonard. Oh my
god.
Oh, that whole Riley Leonard can play some damn football. You better.
Oh, right, yes, or Riley Leonard.
Because
look at their options. They have so many options.
Well, the thing about it is, Randy, because true to Daniel Jones' form, he's going to be due for another injury next year. He's going to miss some time, and you're going to be stuck with a fucking big ass contract that you're about to be stuck with a whole bunch of guarantees on it because he's asking for $50 million.
Yeah,
it was already bad that he fleeced 40 from the other Giants from the other team. Now he's asking for 50.
Yeah, no,
with the same move. Move.
Yeah, no, Kirk O'Bangs has gotten the label of the true bag getter, the ultimate team fleecer. No. Danny Dimes is the ultimate team fleecer.
How do you pull the same move and ask for more money, dog?
I warned him. Everyone got recency bias. Everyone was just like, "Oh, look at this really good game he had. He had good games for us too." I remember 2022. I remember.
But you know what? It's the Colts' own fault that they put themselves in this corner like this.
Yep. Do not trade your firsts unless if you don't have a superstar quarterback, a franchise quarterback that you have a long sample size of, do not give up a first round pick. Don't do it.
$50 and not worth $50 is wild as hell. That is absolutely for sure wild as hell that this man Daniel Jones is literally holding hostage the Colts financially and saying, "Hey, bro, this is what it is." I mean, this is what. But you know what? Speaking of quarterbacks holding hostage,
wait, hold on. Let me just get through the winners. Yeah,
finish the list. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, all good. So Steelers, Dean Pittman, and Rico Dowdle. I like all those moves. I want to talk about my Giants. I can't not talk about my Giants.
No,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Jermaine Illuminor on a team-friendly deal, very team-friendly deal. He had the best pressure rate of any right tackle last year. Him and Andrew Thomas had the best pressure rate of any tackle duo next year.
Great.
Yeah, so love that. We didn't get Wandale and Flott because they went to the Tennessee Giants with Brian Daboll, along with Daniel Bellinger and a whole bunch of other boys. But they went there. That's fine. I expected that. I think we can replace the value that they brought in other ways. I love that we managed to. I originally did not like that we cut Bobby Okereke and that we re-signed Devin Singletary, but we bullied Devin Singletary into taking only $1 million. So it ended up working out. Hopefully that keeps us out of the expensive running back market. And we replaced Bobby Okereke with Tremaine Edmonds. It feels kind of like you're replacing a hat with a hat, but he is younger. I think he is a little bit better, really good in coverage, gets interceptions. And my favorite move so far, Isaiah Likely. Thank you, Baltimore. I think he has the potential to end up being a top 10 tight end who was neutered behind Mark Andrews. And so we got what I think is actually going to be an underpay based off of the performance we get out of him. So I like all of that for the winners. So losers, I already talked about the Raiders. Dolphins and Cardinals, both basically for the same reason. if you have a quarterback that you have to pay regardless, and you have no way of replacing him with a franchise quarterback, just use the quarterback you have.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic of Tua and Kyler being cut, and we don't even know who the Cardinals are going to replace Kyler with, but it's certainly not going to be like a clear, massive, obvious upgrade. It's not like they have like a Fernando Mendoza, Geno Smith situation for the Raiders or anything.
They're going bridge quarterback. They'll get a bridge.
Exactly. Right. And then the Dolphins, Malik Willis. So they replaced their quarterback who has had a better career up to this point than Malik Willis off of some flashes he's shown as a backup. And they took a record amount of dead cap in order to put a backup in their starting roster. Well, I do not understand the logic of it. I think it would make more sense to just run Tua.
To be fair, Randy, I'm gonna clear it up for you because Jeff Hafley, who got hired as a Packers coach, as the Dolphins coach, was the Packers D coordinator, and so he saw Malik Willis familiarity, and then he was like, "I really like this kid. Let's give him a shot at QB." Yeah. I think that's the only reason why that happens. Now,
I'm sure.
I thought Malik Willis would have got he would have got signed this offseason, yes, but based off of the necessity of making sure that you shore up your backup quarterback position. I did not see him getting paid to be a starting quarterback. Now, because he's a starter in Miami. He's a starter.
Yes, exactly. Which is like, is he clearly better than Tua at this point? No. Like, even if you think he might be a little bit better, I'll take Tua and no dead cap over Malik Willis and record dead cap. I think that's crazy. I don't understand the logic behind it. Just wait Tua's contract out, unless like, I don't know, Lamar Jackson starts looking around again. So
is it kind of, to answer this question, Anthony? Is it kind of fair to say that if you're looking at, and this is just me going off the top of the head, I would probably say that Tua has been more productive despite the injuries than Kyler, and he's had injury problems. So I would say Tua has been more productive. That's why I would probably say, if you're going to have that choice of the one or the two of them, either or of them, I would probably go Tua as well, just based off of production that he has done in the NFL. Now, if you're talking about athletic,
I think you could justify it either way.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about just pure athleticism and the potential of what a quarterback could be, if I get the right coaching and players around him, then I'm going Kyler, because I know what his talent is. Tua can't get that, right?
Right. Plus the lack of the concussion concerns is another point for Kyler.
Yeah.
But you could justify it either way, I think. Either would have been a fine move. I think what they did is a fine move. And yes, I agree that Tua has been more recently the better quarterback when he has been healthy and when things have worked around him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could justify it either way.
Either way, these guys need a second chance and they need a new scenery. So, and they both are going to get it. Obviously, with Tua going to Atlanta, I think he actually will compete for that starting job because Penix doesn't have that job on lock, and he has injury concerns.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, okay. And also another thing for the Dolphins, just to wrap them up, they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and they gave Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith for him, and were paying him a lot of money, and they traded him to the Jets now for a 7th rounder. So they turned Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith functionally into a 7th rounder. So Dolphins, I think, have had the worst free agency of anybody. I think all of those moves are nuts. In the last one I want to talk about, the honorable mention for worse is the Jets. Jets, when you're a rebuilding team, it is weird to prioritize as many old players as they have. Demario Davis, they traded for. Minkah Fitzpatrick, they traded for. I get it, they got a good deal for him, but they're paying him a lot of money.
He's still a solid safety, but
he is.
The crazy thing about Minkah Fitzpatrick, why are good players like him getting shipped left and right? And he can't stay on the team.
Right. No, and he is a very good player. It's just a weird it's a weird timeline, right? Like you have Garrett Wilson, you have your 2 tackles, like Brees Hall. You should be prioritizing youth right now, and so getting a bunch of old guys just seems weird for your timeline. You're nowhere near being anything yet. But the worst of the moves, they traded for the Raiders for Geno Smith. Geno Smith, who was arguably the worst starting quarterback in the NFL last year, and he was going to be cut anyway. They could have got him on a vet minimum, but for whatever reason, they traded for him now when Kyler was going to be available tomorrow, and he's at worst as good as Geno. They traded for him. They didn't trade much. It was moved from a 7 to a 6, but they still traded for him, and they're paying him a full salary when they could have gotten him for a vet minimum. Classic Jets move. So that's my list of winners and losers so far. And any serious agreements, disagreements?
I was actually kind of shy you did put the Falcons on there.
It's just the level of investment mainly.
I hear that. Not trying to be obviously overly biased. I wouldn't say like we were the obvious winners or like the pull away winners, but I mean they went after a glaring need, getting Kenneth Walker. So that was necessary. All right.
I'm skeptical of the Trent McDuffie trade, which is part why I didn't include them.
I'll break it down for you. Chiefs have a history of not paying cornerbacks. I mean, listen, they just don't do it. I mean, I can clearly come up with this is even before Brett Veach got into office as general manager. I'm just saying, like, fundamentally, the Chiefs just don't pay corners. All right. They did the same thing with Snead. Yeah, they just don't pay secondary. Shit, I can go before that. Even before Snead, Juan Thornhill didn't get paid. What's his name? Javarius Ward didn't get paid. I can go back to even like Brandon Flowers didn't get paid. Brandon Carr didn't get paid. Cornerbacks that actually done something. They just don't do it fundamentally. All right. Our cornerback coach has been phenomenal. Emmett Thomas, I believe that's his name, at developing corners, safeties, whatever. Secondary has never been an issue. Brett Veach has done a fabulous job of finding corners, even undrafted players, free agents, late draft corners. Like Snead was a 4th or 5th round pick, and turned him into an All-Pro. Now, here was the problem with Trent McDuffie. When he got hurt last year and the defense was still playing pretty well secondarily in the secondary, and he wasn't on the field, and I was like, me and my homeboy Chris was kind of looking at each other like, we sure we gonna pay him? We gonna keep him? Because they already paid George Karlaftis, which I didn't agree with, which was kind of another omen that he wasn't going to get paid, because if he was going to get paid, he definitely would have got paid before the underachieving pass rusher that we had as George Karlaftis. Just saying. And so since he didn't, I was like, all right, this kind of writing was starting to come on the wall. And then soon as, talks come out of Les Snead, my homie Chris found it. He was like, yeah, Les Snead was talking about he wants a corner and he's willing to give up a first for it. I knew exactly what was about to happen. When you happen to have an all-pro corner, which are hard to come by in this league, and he was going to either be in a position where you can either get trade value for him or you better be ready to pony up top dollar for him. And the Chiefs are not in a financial situation to pay top dollar for him. It was pretty much evident. And now the compensation I thought was fantastic that they got that for him.
They did, for sure. Like, if you're going to trade, my issue, and I think all of the points are valid, and I can see the logic behind doing it if you don't necessarily value corners or you think you can replace him fairly easily. You have a top 5-ish corner who can play in the slot and outside. He's very young. If you're ever going to pay a corner,
it should be him. Yes.
Yeah. And that's kind of like why, like you
me.
got those picks back. The first round pick that you got, if you use that on a corner, you might at best get another Trent McDuffie.
At best. It needs to be, because we got Trent in the first round, I think 22nd. So if you get you use that 29th that you got from the Rams to get a corner, and he turns out to be whatever, at least Trent McDuffie level, then I think it washes out. And then not only that, you get the compensation. I think there was
because it was a first, it was that first, and then a third, and then I think a fifth. Yes, which is like the only pick of those that's likely to be a premier player at the level of a Trent McDuffie would be the first run, right? You could run into a diamond in the rough with any of the later ones.
Yeah, but that's a roll of the dice.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this year, you might be able to use, if Mansour Delaney falls to you with your first pick, then you take him and you hope that you're getting that quality with him.
Well,
the other first round pick now you're in that Colton Hood, Chris Johnson, Keith Abney range, which is a little less likely to be as good than Delaney is. Jermon McCoy might fall there because of the injuries. Mm-hmm. So, you kind of have to figure out the draft strategy. But I think it's unlikely, just because of how good Trent McDuffie is, that whoever you get will be equal or better than Trent McDuffie. And at that point, then 4 years from now, you're having the same discussion of, are we paying this corner?
Oh, no,
even if they end up being really good.
No. It's going to be wash, rinse, and repeat in 4 years.
Yes.
It's going to be the same thing.
So that's my thought process on that.
No, I agree. And that's just how they want about it. And because really the problem has never been the secondary with the Chiefs defense, is getting consistent pass rush and getting the sacks and making sure that you got somebody outside of Chris Jones that can make some pressure. So and that's where they really need to attack, and some playmakers, some ball hogs. Got to get some guys that can take the ball away. We don't take the ball away. That's another problem with the Chiefs defense. So and that kind of leads me into this next conversation about the draft, because I think the Chiefs signed Kenneth Walker is because the worst thing that happened to people like me, because I was like, come on, give me Jeremiah Love at 9. There were a couple of people that had mocked him to the Chiefs at 9. A couple of people even falling past the Chiefs at 9. And there was, obviously the Chiefs knew Chiefs fans, we knew we need a running back. Hell, if you're a football fan, you're like, hey, the Chiefs' biggest need, they need a running back. Pacheco, not it. All right. Kareem Hunt, not it. All right.
Pacheco going to the Lions to replace David Montgomery, which is a lightning and lightning.
That's a downgrade.
A Sonic and Sonic. You think so? Really?
I'm letting you know now. That's a downgrade.
Okay.
I'm letting you know now. David Montgomery has solid vision as a running back.
Yeah. Big power back. He offers something different than Gibbs.
He's power back. All right. Yeah. If we're being honest, if David Montgomery didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs on the Detroit Lions, he'd still be there. The problem is they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and they wanted the Sonic and Knuckles combo. Well, okay, that turns David Montgomery, who would be a number 1 on 29 other teams, into a 1A, 1B type running back. So that means
he was just redundant. Like it wasn't because he wasn't good. He was very good. He was just redundant on the team he was on.
He's really good, but that because of what Jahmyr Gibbs is, that makes David Montgomery now expendable.
And now Pacheco is a lot closer to a Gibbs style running back, except not as good.
Nowhere close to as good, and he's not going to be nowhere close to the same production as David Montgomery.
Right.
My problem with Pacheco is, and I love his story, 7th round, and love what he did for the Chiefs, helped us get some Super Bowls, even scored in some Super Bowls. His vision is terrible. He will run up the backside of a guard in a heartbeat. All right. I'm talking about brown nose on the doo-doo right there on the nose, brown nose, because he will run up the backside of a guard. And you laughing, I'm being dead as any Chiefs fan. That man will get some shit on his nose because he's running up the backside of a guard 9 times out of 10. His vision is terrible. His vision is terrible. That is a downgrade. Sorry, Detroit. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Have fun with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I pointed at it because of I
no
think
way for the Chiefs to keep him.
I did like the variety of Gibbs and Montgomery more. Like I said, I think Pacheco is offering a similar style, but worse to Gibbs, which is I guess my issue with it. But yeah, I mean, like if you think Pacheco is that much worse than Montgomery, then obviously that's a problem.
If y'all in the anal play, I mean, he's a different variety. So
that's wild.
I just say, hey, because the man's visit is trash, bro.
Yeah. All right, well, you definitely upgraded there with Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP, and of course the Chiefs would get the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, so here's my thing: the worst thing that could have happened to fans like me, Chiefs fans like me, that really wanted Jeremiah Love, and he was really going under the radar because people were really mocking him to the Chiefs or even falling past the Chiefs, and I was kind of like, "Are y'all sure about that?" And the worst thing
running back value.
Well, I understand that, but the problem is the moment that all the participation he did at the combine, and if he does a pro day, was the worst thing that could have ever happened because it showed how freakish of an athlete he is. Like when you saw what he was doing at the combine and what he participated in, not only on the running back station, he turned around and jumped into the wide receiver line and all that shit. So that shot him nowhere. Look, the NFL league was going to concoct some kind of situation, conspire or conclude or something, collude, whatever word you want, a legal term you want to say. They was going to Jimmy rig some shit. They was not going to let the Chiefs get Jeremiah Love. They were not about to do that. So if you're the Chiefs, you're like, man, what's the best option? All right. Obviously, I can't get that caliber of player walking around the streets in the free agency, because I will put Kenneth Walker right at that tier below, like a CMC, Saquon, B. John Robinson. I will put him like a tier under that. Is that fair?
I would say depends on who we're including in that top tier, because I'd put Gibbs in that top tier too.
Okay.
So you have CMC, Henry, Saquon, I guess. Bijan.
Don't you do that?
He's coming off a down year.
That's not his fault that he's.
Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. He was not what he was.
Hey, okay,
the O line wasn't as good because he's an O line merchant. But anyway, okay. So you got those. So CMC, Henry, in no particular order. CMC, Henry, Saquon, Bijan, Gibbs. If you want to say the next tier after that, yeah, I think you could argue Kenneth Walker would be in the next tier.
That's fair.
Yes, I think that's fair.
I would say he'd be that tier right under that. All right. So he's the best of that option and the best free agent running back. And for me, it was either him or Travis Etienne. All right. And looking at the money that both of them got, you're probably looking at an average or just a slight difference of 13 and some change to 14 and some change, 15 between him and Kenneth.
Yeah.
All right. So that doesn't bother me. I will favor that Kenneth is 25. All right. And Travis is slightly older at 27. He'll probably be 28 going into the season, or if not, sometime in the season. So that does, that favors a plus. That's good. All right. Now, I was looking at the numbers, and because I was like, man, because is Kenneth kind of been in and out of that lineup, some nagging injuries here and there, but the production is still comparable to what Travis has done. And Travis has had a solid career. He had a down year 2 years ago, and can't explain what the hell happened, because the other 3 years, this man is eclipsing 1,000 yards. So I don't know what happened. So that was weird. Right. So I thought Travis Etienne has had a solid career, and Kenneth Walker's numbers they're really comparable. So you're not losing much. Really, so that's why I was fine going either or, because there's no way with Jeremiah Love. There's no way.
Here's the thing.
When that man did at the combine, that was shut down immediately. He's not getting past you guys. Is he Tennessee?
Okay. So, because I know the current spot now that people are expecting is for him to go to Tennessee at 4. I actually do think that he was going to go past the Chiefs, and this is my reasoning, because the biggest argument for taking him is that, well, the drop off from the next guy is enormous, bigger than any other position in this draft. It's Love is here, and then everyone else is like borderline day 3. So that would be the reason to take him. However, if you look at every team in that first half of the first round, they all have a much more important need than running back. So obviously Raiders are going Fernando Mendoza. That's done. That's obviously happening. Jets need basically everything except for running back.
Everything except running back. Once they threw the tag on Brees, we knew that was a done deal.
Right. So they're not taking Jeremiah Love at 2. That would be an insane thing even if they hadn't done that, but now they've done that.
That'll literally be Michael Penix all over again, bro.
Right. Cardinals have a ton of needs all over the team.
Yeah,
they
would have been a team to go get them.
They need a right tackle.
They do.
So yeah, they don't. Their right tackle's a free agent, so I think they're gonna take Francis Mauigoa.
And they need a quarterback.
Yes, and they also need a quarterback, but unless they want to take Ty Simpson there, which they might. I wouldn't even necessarily hate them for doing that, but I don't think they're going to.
You never know.
When
you need a quarterback, and if he wows you and you say, oh, okay.
I'm a big believer in this case that I think it would have been totally fine for the Jets to take Ty Simpson at 2. If you know that if you already believe he's a first round caliber quarterback, I think you just take him. I know that that's a lot higher than people would say, but people already still agree he's first round. They just don't agree that he's top 2. But you need a quarterback, and he was really good in the combine. But anyway, I'm going beyond my point. So
I get your main point, but we've also seen quarterbacks rise in the draft that weren't supposed to rise.
Exactly. Yeah, no, for sure. Jackson Dart ended up being a surprise. I didn't expect him to be as good as he ended up being. He wasn't projected as a first rounder until people started getting desperate, and then he ended up being the best quarterback in the draft. So I think it's okay to take risks on quarterbacks, but
I didn't even know who the hell Patrick Mahomes was till I had to really put the tape on.
Right. So you have that. Tennessee is the current expected landing spot for Love, but they need. They just got Wan'Dale Robinson from us, so maybe they're less prioritizing wide receiver. They probably do still need weapons for Ward aside from that. I don't think that's enough. They need edge desperately after losing Harold Landry. I think David Bailey is the spot to go there because of how weird this edge class is.
They brought Jermaine Johnson back in that trade with the Jets, so that's what
yes,
their understanding was. And Tennessee did a solid job of bringing in a lot of defensive players in. So
yes, so they could go in a few different directions, and I think that's why Love is being mocked to them as much now. But I think I would still take David Bailey if I was them because. This edge class is super weird. You got guys with T-Rex arms. You got guys that have no pass rushing. You got guys that are old, right? Like David Bailey's the most solid, like clean pick. And then there's us. We are not taking a running back. If we were to take a running back, I would undoubtedly go drive in a school zone and speed. I would do 75. I'd do 80. I would do 120.
Wait.
If we took a running back at 5 when we already have Cam Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy.
Hold on. I can't sell you on Jeremiah Love at 5.
No, you can't. Just like I can't sell you on eating human shit. I can't. There are some things we just know are bad things.
I really can't sell you on Jeremiah Love at 5.
We already have Cam Scadaboo, who looked like a monster last year.
That's fine.
We already have Tyrone Tracy, who's crossed 1,000 yards 2 years in a row. We just brought back Devin Singletary as a depth piece, and we have so many needs everywhere else. Still, we still need a wide receiver too. We still need a cornerback. Yeah, exactly. We probably still need safety help. We need a linebacker. We need interior offensive line.
Ooh.
I'm not prioritizing running back because it would be redundant for us.
Wait, linebacker? Oh, y'all get one of them Ohio State boys.
I know that I don't love us taking Sonny Styles either, just because I think this is a deep linebacker class. I'd rather prioritize in like round 2.
Yeah,
Just because it's not a premium position. I know Sonny Styles is the one most mocked to us right now. I don't love it.
You may not love it, but
I know Harbaugh loves linebackers.
Yeah, but you got to remember what's in front of him. He gets a run. He gets a run. So when you got all that free grass just to run as a linebacker, when nobody's touching you, because what's in front of you? Because you got dogs in front of you. Oh, bro, you should love that.
I don't love taking a non-premium position at 5, especially in this is a very deep linebacker class. CJ Allen might still be available in round 2. Josiah Trotter might still be available in round 2. Jacob Rodriguez. One of those guys will be available at 37.
Possibly get your Fred Warner. This could possibly be your Fred Warner, bro.
I think my choice is Carnell Tate.
I'm trying to sell you on your Fred Warner right here, bro.
I'm trying to sell me on Carnell Tate because that is my current choice. He didn't drop a pass all last year. Ohio State wide receivers are always good. It's so safe, and you can help develop guard.
Why would you financially put your team in strap, having to pay 2 wide receivers in the back in the span of 2 years, having 2 rookie contracts? I hear what you're saying. I hear you. But I'm talking about taking your defense to another level. All right?
I think we can still have a massive upgrade at linebacker if we just wait for CJ Allen to fall to 37. That's why I don't think it's worth it. Like, yeah, Sonny Styles is obviously the best linebacker in this. It's just, is that worth 5 overall? I don't know. Hey, look, he never missed a tackle. I love Sonny Styles. He's an absolute freak.
Sometimes you take rules and you throw them motherfuckers out the window. And you say, hey, if I can possibly have a motherfucker Fred Warner behind Sexy Dexy, pause, Bully Burns, Kevon Thibodeau starts really getting it in the gear. Oh my gosh, Abdul is really about to be that monster too. And I got Fred Warner type Sonny Styles right here. I'm just saying, I'm trying to sell you on something that's going to be dominant.
Look, I'd strongly prefer Styles to Love. I would not go speed in a school zone if we took Styles. I will if we take Love. That's that's me.
He said, I'll speed limit if we do Sonny.
I also think that the Giants should consider taking Mansour Delane because after losing Flott, I don't think Greg Newsome is the fix for that, especially after just a year. If we took Mansour Delane, even if we traded down a little bit and then took him, I think that might be the best value.
Okay, so how if you're saying you want a safety or a secondary, how are you not mentioning Caleb Downs? That should have been the first name out your mouth.
Because Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane's a corner, and Caleb Downs is a safety. So that's first of all. Well, corner is more valuable than safety.
I hear that, but he could play slot now.
He can play slot, but slot is less valuable than outside corner. We already have Andrew Phillips to play slot.
But here's my thing. Caleb
and also Caleb Downs has the injury now.
He might slide there.
Yeah, he might slide. It's just look, I think
I don't down to 9 us. I'll take him. I ain't gonna about Caleb Downs using that Swiss Army knife on my defense that could take the ball away. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Look, if we ended up with Caleb Downs, if we ended up with Sonny Styles, we're ending up with very good players. I just think that in terms of roster building, I think that I
would love some way for the Chiefs to get their hands on Kenyon.
Yeah. Kenyon Sadiq's the one that I've been mocking to y'all, but I mean you're paying Travis Kelce again, so maybe that doesn't make sense anymore.
Well, so here's my
maybe with your second first now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if because we got multiple. I think it was like fifths or something, like 3 of them. So like if we package that up with a third to get like to go up or something, I don't know. I would love to get our hands on Kenyon Sadiq. He's a physical freak. He damn near put on a spectacular at the combine. Did obviously one is what I thought he was going to do for sure. And then I'm like, bro, like, yeah, I know we bringing back Travis on the 1-year deal for $12 million. I was like, whoa, that's kind of, but I understand. And it to 15, I understand because of namesake and who you are and what you've done. I get it. I was kind of taken back off the 12. I was like, whoa.
I thought he was going to go be a house husband. I didn't know he wanted to play football anymore.
Nah. The minute that Eric Bieniemy got rehired, I knew. We kind of knew it was in the way that he talks in his pressers and on his podcast.
I don't think he wanted to go out like that.
No, he didn't want to go out like that. And then that also makes me believe that Patrick will be under center week 1. So bookmark it. I've already said it on my Chiefs podcast with my homie. Bookmark it here. Patrick Mahomes will be starting week 1. Bookmark it. All right. So if you can mark it from March 10th, 10:40 Central Standard Time, 11:40 Eastern Standard Time. That would be 8:40 West Coast time. Bookmark it. He's going to be playing week 1. And that's the reason why he comes back. He gets to do them. But I think if he had Kenyon Sadiq mentored by Travis Kelce for 1 year.
I think that works, yeah. I think that is cool. I think that is good.
That's literally throwing out the rules because I said go get him at 9. That's literally throwing out the rules. I know Kyle Pitts went at 8 to the Falcons, but normally tight ends, you're not going reaching in the first round for that. But
I mean, the last couple of years, you got Brock Bowers and that working out, even though I didn't expect it to, it did. And then you got both the first round tight ends from last year, both ended up looking like stars with Loveland and Warren. So might be worth it.
I'm just saying.
They maybe were a little more sure things.
Noah Gray ain't it. He ain't it. All right. He's a backup for a reason. All right. All right. I'm talking about I need an heir apparent. All right. I can't go from a Hall of Famer just to backup. All right.
Yeah. No, so that I still like that as a pick for the Chiefs. Now they have 2 firsts.
You gotta remember,
if Sadiq does slide, then you can get him anyway.
We're pretty much went back to back in Hall of Fame tight ends because Travis came here in 2013, and a few years before that we had Tony Gonzalez. So
the Chiefs are a team that do prioritize their tight ends. I think it makes a lot of franchise sense.
You feel me now? We can't just go from Hall of Famer pause to Hall of Famer to just back up. I can't have no more pauses. I need Hall of Famer. I need to go to another Hall of Famer. That's just the standard you have set for me as a Chiefs fan. So Kenyon Sadiq fits that mold for me. I think he has Hall of Famer written all over him. He's a physical freak. Pause. I just think like, come on, bro. Like you're guarding pretty much a D end.
Yes.
Like, and he moves like a deer. Like, come on. Like, how like you can't tell me Andy Reid you can't draw up the craziest mismatches with bro. Like, come on, bro.
You could also, and I've still been mocking Sadiq to the Chiefs. I still really like that. But if you decided not to go that way, if you decided to go edge your corner or something, Eli Stowers also looks like a monster. You could always prioritize the premium position and then wait till round 2.
Yeah. Well, now that they've gone from 6 picks to 9 picks now, I believe, with the McDuffie trade, that works out, and obviously we'll see about those compensatory picks, however they deal those things out.
He's a little undersized for blocking, but he might be the best pure receiver of any of the tight ends. So depends on kind of what you want, what you value there.
If we can sneak him in the Stowers in the 3rd, if he happens to be there, yeah. But because I think Stowers might have that Harold Fannin kind of rise to his stock.
Yes, exactly. Harold Fannin very undervalued last year. I thought that he should have been picked a lot higher, and I turned out to be vindicated in that. Stowers might go. I could see your division rival Broncos taking him if you guys don't. But
I mean, we kind of got a good corner, man. We didn't lost 2 of our starting corners. We lost. Not only did we lose our starting corner and Trip McDuffie's all pro, his counterpart on the other side, Jalen Watson, who was a solid corner. He's the Rams too. So,
right. So you might have to go like Delane or something if he falls to you. But
look,
you got options. You got options.
I am predicting a very defensive heavy draft for the Chiefs, and I'm okay with that. But I mean, because they pretty much did what they needed to do in free agency. I don't hope you're done in free agency. Was there any kind of thing that kind of really question marked you, like made you like, you signed with that team? Anything kind of like pop out to you, like really kind of scratch your head, like?
Oh, I mean, the obvious answer, Mike Evans.
How did the money he got?
Yeah, 3 years for a guy his age.
Not only his age, the crazy thing about that, Randy, are we not connecting the dots with what's going on right here? First of all, Mike Evans, yes, has been Mr. 1K a year, but it went to he didn't get it this year because of injuries.
Yes.
But one thing that has been also consistent with him is hamstring injuries. All right. Mm-hmm. Why would you, with your history of hamstring injuries, go to the leading team in injuries every year?
A team that might have a toxic plant next to their stadium.
Every year, the 49ers are one of the most injury-prone teams. And you are an injury-prone team, and you go to the one injury-prone team in the NFL.
Yeah, it's wild to not see him as a Buck, but I understand the Bucks, especially after getting Emeka Egbuka, being like, you're old as hell. And you're coming off a hamstring. Yeah. I'm not paying you what you're probably going to want. I do think that it is interesting that the 49ers didn't give him like a 1 year, just a 1 year nice contract. The fact that it's 3 years is kind of weird. Like, he might retire after this contract. Like, he was already looking like he was considering it at some point recently.
He had to been. He had to been.
I don't know. Like they do like their old, like Trent Williams. I think he's still on a pretty decent contract.
But they're in a contract dispute.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I out of respect for Mike Evans, I wouldn't consider it a loser on the 49ers. I'm sure if he plays, he'll be really good for them, and they did need a wide receiver after the whole I.O.W thing. And Kittle going in and out of injuries. I get he's a tight end, but losing Debo, they needed a receiver. It's just weird that they chose a guy as old as Evans and gave him the kind of deal you'd give a player that's in their mid-20s.
Bro, that was definitely a hand scratch. I'm with you on that one. When you still got Juwan Jennings that they didn't even re-sign,
right?
So who was already on their roster, who actually was solid for him. So look, free agency has been a frenzy. It's been wild. It's been crazy. It's been a lot going on. But we'll see what happens. I know some of the bigger kind of moves have already happened. There will be some other important.
Let's talk about some of the people who haven't been signed yet. So some of the bigger names.
Trey
Hendrickson. Do we think he's going to the Ravens now that they didn't get Maxx?
That's the only place.
Yeah, I think if the Ravens end up not getting Trey or Maxx, it'll feel like a huge failure. I think this will motivate them to aggressively go after Trey.
Huge failure. And here's the crazy thing, because obviously you were probably already going to allocate 30 plus to your cap anyway. So just say, hey, all right, here's the contract, Trey. Either take it or leave it, because his market, he has one, but he's shooing people away because they're like, bro, we're not giving you that. We're not giving you a 30, bro. Because he wants a certain market. And I
Right.
don't blame him because when you saw what Jalen Phillips got, and you can have the argument that Trey's been more productive, which I understand Jalen Phillips might be the younger guy.
Yeah, but Trey is the better player.
Trey has been very productive, and to see that the fact that is now got to be tomorrow, Wednesday, being the third day into the tampering period, and before things become to the new league begins, and he still hasn't had a contract signed.
Panthers also, since we just brought up the Panthers, sneaky active free
Devin
agency from
Lloyd.
them so far. Devin Lloyd and Jaden Phillips.
Yeah,
I mean, I
wouldn't-
paid Phillips more than I would have, so I can't really say that they're a winner. But
I'm not. Look, hey, everybody here at I.O.W, me and Randy are components of players get your bread.
mhm,
Get your
for
bread.
sure, yes,
All I'm saying is we are also business savvy individuals.
yes,
And looking at the business side of that,
right. It's like that is a lot for Jaden Phillips, but look, their defense between him and Lloyd will look a lot better just with those two alone, and then they're going to make more moves in the draft and probably more in free agency. So they're another one that's working out that defense. I thought Lloyd was one of the most interesting free agency prospects. He ends up going to Carolina. I like that for them.
there's some teams that make the playoffs that I think, depending on, I'm gonna have to see what they do in the draft. But right now, I'm kind of worried about them. I'm kind of worried about the Seahawks, and I'm kind of worried about the Jaguars.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing a lot of retention.
yeah, exactly. They're losing guys. I don't see them replacing them with that many guys. So the Seahawks might have just put it all together to one like Thanos style, like Avengers style for the 1 year, and they're just like, all right, we're gonna go back to being like an average team. Like I don't know. We'll see what they're able to do. Their picks obviously because they just won the Super Bowl are all the lowest of each round, so that also sucks. They're not gonna have great replacements in the draft either.
Now that I think about it, that's a head scratcher for me.
Jaguars don't have their first, so same deal with them.
Because you see the Seahawks have Zach Charbonnet had the late injury. I thought that Kenneth Walker would have been a priority to make sure you brought him back.
Yeah, they for whatever reason really like Chardonnay over him, and I do not understand why.
That's fine if you like him, but I'm just saying the fact that he just came off a very gruesome injury late in the postseason, I would have kept Kenneth Walker.
Yes, and I would have
or that I
found something to do with Chardonnay. Walker should have been the priority. And he should have been all of last season. And we, as the playoffs happened, we got a glimpse to that. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was a weird move. They lost Reek Woolen, but to the Eagles, of course. But we kind of knew that he was kind of likely to go. Kobe was it, who? One of their safeties went to the Bears. Kobe Bryant. Yep. Kobe Bryant did go. Is he the one that went to the Bears? I think he did go to the Bears. Which is a nice move from them.
Yeah, they kept Joe. They kept him.
Yeah, they kept Job. Yeah, Kobe Bryant. So yeah, no, they didn't really take that many people. They don't have a lot of ways of replacing people, just like the Jaguars don't without their first. So yeah, both teams we could see like a decent decline from coming year. Although it's hard for me to ever feel comfortable doubting John Schneider because I've done it twice now.
That is
a poor return.
And you know why I say that is because there's a running back in New Orleans that's going to need a new home. Because ain't no way that Alvin Kamara is going to sit there and share with Travis Etienne Jr. Especially, and if I'm Travis Etienne Jr., I'm like, bro, I was brought in to be the guy. Now they gave me the money, bro. So
yeah.
Sorry to say it, bro, but your time's up. Yeah. Don't be surprised if you see him in Seattle, Alvin Kamara.
That would be an interesting move. Okay.
And you know who else should call?
Who?
The New Orleans Saints.
Who?
We just fired a GM because that man up our quarterback situation and let Sam Darnold walk out the door. if I was the Minnesota Vikings, in order to get the fans back on your side, you better call the damn New Orleans Saints and say, hey, whatever the hell we decide to do our quarterback, let's just make sure we got some damn top-notch shit around his ass. Can I interest you in some Alvin Kamara in the backfield and some Jettas on that outside, and we'll fill the rest up and whatever? I can interest you in that.
Interesting. Okay.
I can interest you in that. I think that'd be a solid offense.
Do you think the Vikings would be willing to? Like, I get that he was annoyed with the stuff with McCarthy. Do you think that they would be willing to part with him? Look, I don't know. If I had Jettas on my roster, even after that down year, knowing that it's because of the quarterback situation, I would hold on to him for dear life. I would put him behind bulletproof glass. I don't like it. It's an interesting idea. I just don't know if they'd be willing to do it.
Okay, so what are some of the easiest ways to help a struggling quarterback? Give him a nice little running game, and at least.
Oh, I think I misunderstood you. I'm sorry. You meant Alvin Kamara going to Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. Not Jettas going to.
Oh no.
New Orleans.
No. So here's the deal, Jettas. If I'm Jettas, I'm already paid, and I'm paid handsomely. One, I'm not saying his contract is not movable. It's going to be real hard to move. It's just going to be real hard to move. He's at the top of the wide receiver market, right?
Yes.
That's just going to be real hard to move, period. But if I'm Jettas, and look, if I'm going to be miserable with a quarterback, at least help the young whippersnapper out, give him a weapon like Alvin Kamara, who is a threat in the rush and the pass and short game, where you can make this the easy throws. And if I'm a defensive coordinator, at some point I got to start honing in on that, because I understand that McCarthy is limited in these 60 minutes, that he's just going to keep looking for Alvin Kamara to check down. So at some point, that should open up Jettas. That's just kind of my mindset when I'm thinking about that.
No, I actually do really like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. They do need a running back. Kamara's a very good running back. They're a win now team.
Is that not Aaron Jones? Who I like Aaron Jones, but that's up.
Right,
So-
exactly. Especially if you could use Aaron Jones even as a backup. But like, it's okay for the fact that Kamara's old, because outside of the quarterback room, this is a win now roster. And it's JJ McCarthy in Michigan was his most productive when he was able to just hand off the ball to the running back, to Blake Corum, every play. So maybe he could just do that again.
Blake Corum, he had some studs. He had some studs in the backfield. Get that man a stud. Alvin Kamara is still a stud.
Right. Yes. No, he's still really good.
Is he still the same stud fantasy guy that we was for a few years
the one
ago?
who had 6 touchdowns in a game? No, he's not that guy.
Probably not.
But he's upgrading that running back room for sure. And then you need really to upgrade is quarterback after that.
Bingo.
And now, speaking of Minnesota, another free agent that we have to watch, who is probably going to move tomorrow.
He might be in Minnesota. He might be in Minnesota.
Kyler Murray might. I think Minnesota is one of the places he's been predicted to. I think Minnesota or Pittsburgh are probably the two most likely, because Pittsburgh needs a quarterback and Minnesota needs a good quarterback.
Okay, before we get into this, I meant to say this earlier.
All right.
Pittsburgh, you knew what you were getting into the moment you signed Aaron Rodgers. Now look at you. Because this some bitch has you hostage, because you don't know if he's coming back or not. He ain't said a damn thing.
Yeah, he's gonna do the same whole thing he did last offseason.
So and obviously this is just based off of, and obviously I hate to assume, so we don't know if he's in talks with management and they got the conversation, they got an understanding of what he's going to do, or a timeline or a decision. So I'm just going based off of what we got. All right, from what we got, he ain't said a damn thing.
Right.
And it's looking like another situation where the some bitch got another franchise in a hostage situation, waiting on him to make a damn decision whether you want to play football or not. If you want to play football, bro, come on. because then we can make moves. What you want, we can try to facilitate it as best as possible through free agency right now.
We know what kind of moves to make.
Yeah.
Now, because we know we have you for a year.
We have you. All right.
Right. So I think a funny way that this could turn is Kyler Murray goes to Pittsburgh and then Rodgers goes to Minnesota, finishes his Brett Favre arc. He's already done Green Bay for his like actual like serious career. Then he had his weird stint with the Jets where he was terrible, like Favre did. Now he could have a stint in Minnesota where he's like solid.
Stop. That is diabolical, but that is he said finishes Brett Favre.
Yeah, if anyone can maybe get anything, mentor anything out of McCarthy, maybe Rodgers can do it. You know, he said he was mad at Favre for not being willing to do it. Maybe he wants a young son to tell to clean his room and complete his passes.
I'm just kind of just like, damn, bro. Here we are again in the same predicament of this man holding another team hostage. And y'all over here just looking goofy. Oh, okay, we'll wait. And other teams are getting better. And I'm not saying that they ain't done nothing because they made a couple of moves, but just imagine if you know that you got your quarterback here and how it affects how you move as a general manager, how aggressive you are or how non-aggressive you are if you already have that decision in hand. And waiting on them 43, 44-year-old dude to keep having that decision. Come on, man. Like, dog, you ain't even in prime coochie, bro. And I'm over here getting fucked by you, bro. This is crazy, dog. You ain't even in prime coochie.
That's elderly coochie, bro.
Elderly coochie, bro. Like you about to retire to the sunset coochie, bro.
Like ain't been touched since 1932 ass coochie. Ain't been touched since World War II ass coochie.
Man, shit. Like, come on, bro. You was popping back in the days, but you ain't like that no more. And I'm not saying he was trash last year. No. But he did look all of his age, though.
Yeah, exactly. He was solid, but he's obviously not a long-term solution. He is what Pittsburgh has been doing since losing Big Ben, which is just short-term, this will get me through this year solutions. Replacing Mike Tomlin stepping down, replacing him with Mike McCarthy to just be okay-ish again. Like they're just staying in hell. If they
want to Daniel Jones hellhole, they might want to consider that.
Imagine Aaron Rodgers being the one to save Indianapolis. That would be funny as hell.
Oh no! It'll set up for him, and Pat McAfee can do the damn show right at halftime, and they can have all the.
True, it can kickstart his podcasting career, which we know he really wants to start.
Ooh.
So yeah, I think so. Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers are obviously the two quarterbacks, and either of them could go. I think Pittsburgh and Minnesota are the two logical landing spots to get one of those two.
Yeah.
Who else is so we said Trey. Who else is a noteworthy free agent still right now who hasn't been picked up? Let's look at the list.
List ain't getting. It's starting to shorten because the list that I saw earlier was starting to shorten.
Yes.
At least the top free agents that was left over. I mean, there's still a nice little solid crop out there. Oh, let me see. All right.
So Kyler Murray.
Yeah, we already mentioned Kyler and Hendrickson, which I think that's just a.
Oh, Stephon Diggs. He might be going to jail. Like he might not be going to an NFL team. So there's that.
Chase Young, the linebacker, he might get picked up in.
I'd be curious to see where Kevin Byard ends up going to after an interception leading season. We got Tremaine Edmonds from the Bears. I would love if we got him. He's, a little older, we could get him for a little
Well,
cheaply.
the only problem is safeties. Safeties at the combine show their fucking asses. So it's going to be a deep safety class this year, and it's going to be Joey Bosa. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that's a move that could happen. I mean, the Steelers definitely don't need edges, but I think they might make an exception for TJ's. Wait, no, I'm stupid. 49ers. Yeah, 40. Yeah, no, he could always go to the 49ers. They do need an edge too. So, and he had a solid year, revitalizing himself with the Bills. Yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, the safety class is really deep this year too. But that might, if anything, that might just lower Bayard's
Stop.
price.
That's what I'm saying. I think that gets him.
Yeah, so that might help us if we want him. So I don't hate that. A lot of old guys still. Aaron Jones is
there's a lot of veterans.
Wyatt Teller is someone who the Giants have been looking at, along with the Jets guard Barrett Tucker. So Joel.
He got signed by the Patriots today.
Yes, he did. All right, so Wyatt Teller might still be a sneaky Giants move, as might Joel Benito. Bitonio. It is a lot of like old vet minimums. Like most of the real desirable people are gone already.
There's a lot of vets on here that are still available. And to be fair, those are going to be, some of these guys are going to be probably, because I think Clavon Chashawn, he'll get signed because he's 27. He'll get signed. Rashid Walker.
Bobby Wagner, Cam Jordan.
I think Bobby Wagner already got signed.
Back to Washington? Okay.
I believe so.
He's still showing as a free agent on the list I saw, so I'm not sure.
But no, it's a lot, dog. It's a lot of damn. My goodness. It's a lot of old heads in this joint, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for real. Looks like an old folks home.
Hey, but I'm saying, like, say you need somebody down the stretch, kind of help get you guys going again. Veteran presence. You're in contention to make a nice little playoff run. Get you a vet at whatever point of need. One of these old head dudes that got some experience, bro. Oh, you just tell them where to play.
Also, I guess like the point of that is I think that the interesting part of free agency is probably already mostly done. I think aside from the people that we mentioned, Trey, Murray, Rodgers, it's just going to be a lot of like small moves after today. So like I think we may have seen the bulk of it outside of like trades, which that still can happen.
Yeah, especially leading up to the draft and hell during the draft you're absolutely right. I do think we've seen the bulk of it. So, but yeah, before we get up out of here, man, we cannot disrespect that man I.O.W down in the 305. Man, that man did something today. Man, that man broke a scoring record and now becomes the second most scoring points in a game. 83 behind the infamous 100 from Wilt Chamberlain. Kobe's 81.
Yeah, he already broke LeBron's Heat scoring record like
in the third quarter.
Points before this. Yeah. So that's crazy. Like Wilt Chamberlain's like the crazy, like has all the insane records. Like it's his record, and then like an ocean between is everyone else's. Then Shea broke his record for most consecutive 20-point plus games in a row, which shout out to him for that. And now Bam didn't break this record, but he came close. Like he got second ever. Who would have thought Bam Adebayo, second best scoring game in NBA history?
No,
Absolute shout out. Is that just because the Wizards suck? Yes, it is because the Wizards suck. But it's still really cool.
47% from the field, pretty much. 20 or 43.
That's what a defense with Trae Young will do to you.
Hey, stop. No cap though.
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't. Actually, he didn't even play in this game, but
No, he did. But I'm like, it don't even matter.
He did. Oh, okay. Yeah.
It don't even matter because even if he did, it probably wouldn't even got it worse for him.
Yeah, exactly. That then he would have broken the Chamberlain record.
Yeah. So no, I dig that for Bam, man. I always respected his game. I would say that I would have never seen a performance like this in him. That you pass something so legendary as Kobe.
Right. Like, of course, he's always been a good scorer, but he's known mostly for his defense. So in the record books, he'll have this with Bam I.O.W, and that it's awesome. It really is.
22 attempts from three is crazy, bro. Why did he take that many attempts from the three? It's crazy. He was 7 to 22. That's an ugly percentage, bro. I don't even do the math on that.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, thank God it didn't end up mattering, but
32%. Now, I'm glad you said that. Because the most important thing is they won.
Yeah.
Ooh.
By a good amount.
By a good amount. And I'm telling you now, if they would have lost this game and he would have broke the record, I'm like, but did you win?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, that's true. On that 3-point efficiency, especially on that true shooting, if they had lost with him scoring 83, it's like maybe take a couple less attempts. But
like, come on, bro.
Yeah. But it's the Wizards. It doesn't matter.
The Wizards, it don't even matter. Nah, because I saw a lot of people hating on my man Bam. They said, "Hey, man, this man he took 43 attempts from the free throw line." I said, "Well, hey, it ain't his job to blow the whistle. It's his job to play basketball."
Right. And he made a lot of those shots. 36 for 43 isn't like great from the free throw line, but you're taking so many. If you make 36 free throws, like, I'll cut you a break.
Hey, look. I get paid to play basketball. I don't get paid to officiate. Right?
Yeah. Also, maybe stop fouling him so much.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, because I mean, at some point in time, like you see you cooking, so the teammates are just going to feed you. So we know what's up.
Right. They had to play rough to stop him.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
like what were they gonna do? Just let him score? Like, they got to do something.
Like, I'm just not gonna let this man just keep cooking us, bro.
Yeah, exactly. If it puts him at the free throw line, it's like, all right, well, I didn't give him the easy layup at least.
Hey, especially player 15 and 16 down on the bench. Hey, man, y'all don't play. Hey, y'all got 6 fouls. Use these motherfuckers, bro.
Right.
Y'all don't get no PT. Hey, y'all get a whole bunch of DNPs. Y'all come in and get your asses over here and use them 6 fouls, man. Come on, get on there. A rough old homeboy up.
Yeah, for real. Just someone dive into his leg. Like, just stop him. I don't want to be in the record books as the guys who got cooked by Bam.
Hey, for real, don't hurt him, but just rough him up. Hey, use these free throw, use them fouls, bro.
Yeah, bro, go tie his shoelaces together, bro. Like,
hey, man, we get cooked out here, bro. Somebody do something. Shit. Hey, but no, shout out to Bam, man. Agent Winston must have put that ooh-wee on his ass before the game and said, "Hey, baby, it'd be even better if you go out and have a good game today." He said, "Oh, for real?"
Nah, for real. She's gonna put up 84 in her next game,
and it's gonna be overseas.
Yup.
My bad.
They're gonna have to go back and forth for it.
That was such a jab at WNBA. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's funny as hell. But yeah, no, bro, that a little competition between the two of them ain't hurt nobody.
But y'all need that. First of all, WNBA, I swear me and Randy had the conversation. I said, man, y'all better get yourselves under control because y'all don't, man. Y'all don't start losing your stars. There's already some stars already preparing themselves for a career overseas already. I saw Breonna Stewart had signed some contract somewhere. I need to confirm it. She set herself up. She was like, I ain't gotta mess around with this bad negotiations if you want to. I ain't getting caught up in this shit. Needs my breads, needs my coins. And I would say this, WBA, do yourself a favor, stop showing them commercials on the Peacock app that you got a season coming in May. When y'all don't even know if y'all even gonna have a season. Because y'all, from what I heard, y'all still far apart on the negotiations, baby. Yeah. Anyway, hey man, we gonna get up out of here. Y'all know what it is, man. Randy Weber, Wildcard Martin, Taco Tuesday crew, man. We back in the building, man. Hey man, we gonna keep this thing rolling. Till the next time. Y'all know where to find the homie Randy Weber. If you need some audio needs, Panther on Acid on Instagram. All right. I know where to tap in with Brody. Tap in with me, of course, going over to the Twitter. Casey Wildcard Mar. Hey. It's been real, man. Till next time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We out here. Peace.
Yeah. Silent Hill TDS, what's up? Yeah. Come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card Mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Como Modelo, let's cigar. Man, you don't wanna start.